Welcome to this production from Western New York Athletics. Our featured sponsors for today's game are Damon University. Damon University is a private, non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Colvin Cleaners, Western New York's premier green earth dry cleaner. Dry cleaning, wash and fold laundry, shirts, and tailoring. 2375 Elmwood Avenue, Kenmore. Call 716-873-2952. Logistics Plus of Buffalo. For all of your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus of Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. Binghamton University, a world-class institution. Binghamton University offers students a broad, interdisciplinary education with an international perspective and one of the most vibrant research programs in the nation. Visit www.binghamton.edu today. We would also like to thank Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, Trench Trophy, recognizing the top linemen in Western New York, Lewis & Lewis PC, 37 Franklin Street, Buffalo, New York, B&T Supply, and Western Division, home of the Great Rate. Thank you for joining us. Please enjoy the game.
Somebody call Dr. Darkness. It's a battle of the underworld where the 3-2 Kenmore West Blue Devils take on the 3-2 Clarence Red Devils. Two teams matched up in the A1 division here in Section 6 football. I'm Carson Harper, joined by Corey Zayats. Corey, we've got a great matchup here. Two different style teams. What are you expecting from the ball game tonight?
Well, I think their colors kind of say it all. Black and blue and red all over. It's going to be a slobber knocker, I think. Both teams are going to try to control the ball, run, and then probably run a little bit more.
And talking about the running, let's talk about the running back from Kenmore West. That is Harlem Brandon. What do we see from this kid? What are we going to see tonight?
Well, talking with Coach John Haynes, I know he's really up. He's really high on his ability. We asked him, are you a north-south runner? Is he shifty? And he said he kind of does a little bit of everything. So I don't think you can expect him to You can't come up and just take him on. He might run you over. He might give you the leg, and then he's down the sideline. He has breakaway speed.
Exactly. You'll hear a lot of Brandon tonight. He had over 20 carries last week. He is third in Section 6 in rushing and second in total touchdowns. Now for Kenmore West, they're looking up at Clarence. They're sitting in fourth place in Class A1, Clarence at third. What are some keys for Kenmore West tonight to come out victorious?
Well, one, they got to play their game. They got to control the line of scrimmage. And I know this sounds cliche because it's going to be both schools. They're going to say the same thing. If you control the line and you can cut down on the turnovers, that's the key to success in any game, and absolutely for this game.
And now on the other side, we have the Clarence Red Devils, head coached by Chris Dixon. And this is really a four-headed monster in the backfield, four running backs behind a great offensive line.
And that's been Clarence's MO for years and years and years here. Big offensive line, bruising running game, and they come at you with a variety of runners, whether it's from the wing, whether it's from the deep eye, whether it's from a single back. They're going to try to bludgeon you. And when they are effective at it, they're really tough to stop.
Two great teams, two different styles, but both very physical. 6:58 on the East Coast. We got 60 degrees, partly cloudy, a beautiful fall night here in Clarence, New York. It's homecoming night. The Red Devils celebrating homecoming. They will kick off to Kenmore. Julian Mazzarulli will do the kicking duties for the Red Devils. And back deep for Kenmore West is Harlem Brandon on the near side, and on the far side, Jamani Harris. He's a name that we'll talk about throughout the night. Just a sophomore, but already big implications on this team from Harris. Clarence has it teed up, and we're just about ready for this ball game.
Battle of the Doubles underway.
Mazzarulli gets us started. Brannon will take it up to the 25, to the far side, 30, breaks another tackle. He's got the 35 and the 40, finally taken down by a pair of Red Devils. Great starting field position, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, I didn't see where it came from way back. I'm guessing it's a hold based on where the flag was thrown. Anytime you're shifting like that, trying to work your way through, teams trying to maintain their blocks, sometimes it's just enough that little shift, set it up.
The final home game of the season, and it was a hold, as to Corey's point, illegal block in the back. And so that will back up the Blue Devils offense. So 1st and 10 for the Kenmore offense. They are led by senior quarterback Cole Raynard.
Cole Raynard's in at quarterback, Ken West.
He was the backup last season, but Coach Haynes really said he liked the way he came on this season, especially in the leadership role.
Yeah, he said he's really been progressing week to week, kind of like his team.
Empty set. Pass on the first play, deep to the far side. They're looking for number 2, Avon Jackson. He had 60 yards and a tud last week. Brings up 2nd down. So, yeah, let's talk about the leadership from this senior quarterback, Raynard.
Yeah, Coach Haynes talked about it, not just from him, but from the team. That was a point of emphasis coming back from last year. He said they've really kind of taken in a psychological approach, bringing people to talk with the team on a weekly and a monthly basis. And he feels like it's just now starting to pay dividends.
After the incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils. 2 different character coaches this season, one of which Mike Masters, working with various teams around the Western New York area. In the gun, man in motion, but there's 2 men in motion, and there will be a flag on the play.
Yeah, Mike Masters has been around for a long time doing that. That's the psychological, the athlete, the person stuff. And I know it's Mike Penapeno, who is a staple of Kenmore West football, and he's been, closer to the team doing it on a weekly basis, or perhaps even a daily basis.
And as Coach Haynes said, and to your point, Corey, they've really been coming along not only on the field, but off the field as well.
Mm-hmm.
So after the penalty, it'll be 2nd and 15.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to come with perhaps a counter tray look there. The guard was pulling. He was the second man in motion.
2 receivers on the near side, trips to the far. Drop back is Raynard, looking over the middle. He heaves this one deep. He's got a man, and it is caught at the opposing 45-yard line. And who else but Harlem Brannon?
Yeah,
His 14th reception of the year.
yeah, he was able to split the safeties on that nicely thrown ball. Went up and high pointed it. Would like to have seen him to just continue running through it. He may have taken that one to the house, but nonetheless, a fabulous catch.
So a big play in the first drive sets up 1st and 10 from the Clarence 45. Last week, Brandon had 2 receptions for 49 yards, a long of 37. That was the longest of the day for the quarterback, Raynard. Man in motion is Harris. They're going to hand it off to Brannon up the middle, but he's stuffed up. It was Trevor Mueller, the sophomore linebacker. This was a player that Coach Dixon said could really step up early on this season, so young.
Yeah, really nice job by him on the inside, stepping up, filling his gap. That's how you want to play run defense.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Raynard in the gun with a running back to his right and trips to the far side. He's going to swing it out to Brandon. Brandon's got some speed. He cuts up in a 1st down and more. Pickup of around a dozen. Call it a baker's dozen. 1st down, Kenmore West.
Yeah, he was able to get the corner there and some outstanding blocking downfield. Probably one of the more underappreciated parts of blocking. You know, we always talk about the O-line control and line of scrimmage, but I've always said that wide receivers are the difference between a 1st down and a touchdown. You know, if they don't get that block, maybe, you know, you get a 1st down out of it. But when they do, that's when you get a special play.
Defensive holding on Clarence was the marker on the field. I'll let you know about our officiating crew today. Head referee Michael Binkowski, umpire Joe Argentieri, linesman Christopher Kibbe, line judge Paul Phillips, back judge Joshua Huber. 3 penalties already. 2 on Kenmore West and 1 on Clarence. Sets up 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
They've really been able to rip off chunk yards up until this point.
Speed, the name of the game for the Blue Devils. Snap, handoff to Brandon up the middle, but he's met in the backfield. Number 1, Andrew Judd, the senior, with his 3rd tackle for loss of the year.
Yeah, and that's the 2nd time that Kenmore has tried to go up the middle with a running play, and both times Clarence has been ready for it.
Starting offensive line for Kenmore West, left to right, Lance Steiklushka, Dominic Sirianni at left guard, Carter Winiarski at center, Christian Pape, and Jor-El Lee at right tackle. He'll be a focal point of the defensive line, but we'll get to that when we come to it. 2nd and 12 from the 19.5-yard line.
Little late substitution by Clarence, but it looks like they've settled in.
Man in motion across formation is Harris. Rolling left is Raynard, but we've got a flag on the play. Looks like a false start.
Yeah, Clarence was shifting there on the motion, almost into what looked like a 4 deep.
So now already the 3rd accepted penalty by the Blue Devils. Just about 3 minutes into this one. No score yet. Kenmore West, a nice first drive thus far.
Yeah, they've been able to overcome a couple of penalties early, which is usually a good sign when you can overcome them, not when you get them.
So that'll bring up 2nd and long from the 24-yard line. Empty set for the Blue Devils. Trips to the near side. Snap. Raynard dropping back, looking left, rolling right. He's escaping an evader, but tosses it out of bounds. It was number 86, the defensive end, Matthew Mandich Jr., causing havoc in the backfield.
Yeah, he's able to spring free on the inside, put a little pressure on the quarterback. He did the right thing throwing that away. Nobody was open downfield.
So that will set up 3rd and long for the Blue Devils. Again, they got down here with that long connection to Harlem Brannon across the middle of the field. That got them to the 45. Another nice run from Brannon. And after a couple of penalties and incomplete passes is where we sit at 3rd and long.
I think here they're not looking for everything, maybe enough to make it a manageable 4th down, whether it's, getting in a better field goal position.
Rayner drops back, looks over the middle, heaves it into the slot, but this one is knocked away. In a sea of 4 Red Devils, it looks like it was number 6, James Johnson, the field side corner, coming in and making a play.
Yeah, really dangerous pass there. There's 4 Red Devils just surrounding the receiver, and lucky to get away with that one.
So that'll bring up 4th and long. Rayner still coming into the huddle. Ball on the 24. 4th down. An empty set for the Blue Devils.
See if Clarence brings some pressure or if they're going to fall back. They bring one additional rusher.
Throw into the seam, and it's too high, nearly intercepted. It'll be a turnover on downs. They were looking for number 9, Nate Bonda. The senior couldn't quite reach the pass. And here's another look.
Yeah, the quarterback was able to step into it just over through his receiver. Kept a chance at that one. Clarence doing a good job staying back, playing the sticks, exactly what you should do on 4th and long like that.
Harper McKenzie, the closest defender that saw the ball go off his shoulder pads. So the first drive sputters out for Kenmore West, and that'll bring up the Clarence offense. 1st and 10 from their own 24. Quarterback by Nathan Arnold, senior 6'3", $195, big customer under center. They're going to hand it off to Mueller to the far side. Mueller down the sideline. He picks up a 1st down on their first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, really nice start for the Red Devils. They got to like that. Able to seal the edge.
Last week for Clarence was a 35-15 win over Niagara Wheatfield. Mueller in that game had 9 carries for 53. Little no huddle action from the Red Devils. Arnold starts off by himself in the gun, but a shift will bring Ryan Premolewski to his right. Line book ended by tight ends. They're going to hand it off to Premolewski up the middle. He's got a lane, breaks a tackle. Premolewski almost breaks another tackle, but a nice open field tackle there from number 11, Charlie Hughes.
A great open field tackle. Did a really nice job forcing the ball back inside where he was able to finish it. Great job maintaining the outside perimeter.
So we'll call it a pickup of 5, brings up 2nd and 5. With the steam that Premolewski had rolling into Charlie Hughes, it certainly looked like he was destined for another broken tackle, but Hughes did just enough to wrap him up.
Yeah, he stuck his foot in the ground, was able to bounce it to the outside there.
They're going to hand it off up the middle. It's number 5, Jake Overholt. Overholt across midfield, and he picks up another 1st down. So 3 plays from scrimmage for the Red Devils and 2 1st downs, all on the ground.
Really nice job in that trap block by number 63 there. Not only was he able to get across, pick out, but then he maintained the block into the next level.
That 63 we speak of is Ivan Kozlowski, senior offensive lineman.
Sounds like an old wrestling name.
It
Old
does.
Ivan Putski, the Polish Power.
Brings up 1st and 10. Arnold in the gun. Low snap. We have a penalty flag on the field, and it looks like encroachment on the defense.
You don't see that very often. It looked like the cornerback maybe coming up in press coverage was just pressing a little too much.
It's a 5-yard penalty. It's first and 5 in Clarence.
So after the penalty, 1st and 5 for the Red Devils. A touch for each of the 3 top backs for Clarence already. Mueller is in the gun. Dropping back is Arnold, rolling to his left. Arnold will take this himself and pick up a couple of yards before he's escorted out of bounds, brings up 2nd down. Nathan Arnold, they said over the offseason, he really impressed Coach Dixon, not only as a quarterback, but as a runner.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of it there. Pass protection broke down on the interior. He was able to escape to his left, got some yards out of it. And 6'3", 195 in high school, that's kind of a prototypical high school quarterback that you want.
And he can certainly move, as we just saw there. Keeps the Clarence offense on schedule, brings up 2nd, and we'll call it 3. Arnold flanked by a pair of running backs. One goes in motion is Overholt. They're going to look to swing it out, come back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Kenmore West. And who is that? But Harlem Brannon down the near side. Harlem Brannon inside the 20 and finally tripped up, and a penalty on the play. The intended receiver was Jack Brinkerhoff.
Yeah, ball was thrown right to him. Not really a bad ball here. Got number 3 just looking. He just let it a little bit. I don't know if he was waiting for him to come across a little bit more, or he just kind of overthrew him. But it looked like it was a hitch route, and he was just a little ahead. And there's our first turnover, and that's one of the things we talked about. And it sounds cliche, but when you have 2 teams built this way, ball control is everything, and turnovers are killers. We'll see if Ken West can take advantage of it here.
So illegal block in the back is a call. Ball will be spotted at the Clarence 30. That is the 3rd interception for Harlem Brannon.
It's 1st and 10 to Ken West.
Roaming around in the safety spot, able to step in front of that one and give his offense good starting field position. Power I formation with Brannon, the tailback. They're going to hand it off to the up back up the middle, and he runs into the teeth of the Clarence defense. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's exactly right, but you keep plugging along 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards.
Sorry for what? That seems to be on Clarence.
And it was Akeem Lyons
Pick up a 3
on the run. Junior fullback, good size, 5'11", 220. 2nd down, they're going to sweep it out to the far side. Brannon looking for the wide part of the field. We got a marker on the field as Brannon picks up a pair.
Looks to be in the area of holding again.
But going back to Akeem Lyons, talking to Coach Haynes before the contest tonight, he said this big junior fullback really has a highway to being the tailback next season. He's already got 62 yards on 13 carries, averaging almost 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, and it seems like year after year, Ken West is able to find that feature back that they go with. Just like Clarence's MO has always been that big offensive line that wants to bruise you. Ken West seems to find that talented scat back that they can go with.
Just under 5 minutes left inside of the first quarter. No score quite yet. Kenmore West, their 2nd drive offensively after the interception. Empty set. Man in motion is Brannon. It looks like a screen pass across the middle, and this one's going to be incomplete. Broken up in the middle by Andrew Judd, Matt Majeski.
Yeah, Clarence linebackers did a really nice job with that. looked like the Kenmore West, the screen was set up, but it was a little late even for a screen setting up over the middle.
Little window dressing with Brandon in motion across the formation. So that sets up 3rd and 14 from the Clarence 34.
And this is where penalties make it so difficult. You're behind the chains. You're constantly trying to play catch up. Again, this has got to be 4-down territory for them, so you don't need it all right now.
Snap. There's a quick roll left. They're going to get it out early and in and out of the hands of number 6, Jamani Harris. Sophomore can't come down with it. Brings up 4th down.
Not a bad throw on the run, moving to his left. Maybe a little high, but that's one you want to see your receiver come down with. You know, would have set up maybe a 4th and 10, 4th and 9. There aren't a lot of plays in the playbook for 4th and 14, but.
So that's what it'll be. The last 4th down from Kenmore West was a incomplete pass near the goal line. That was, again, dangerous high over the middle. We'll see what they have set up for this one. Again, the empty set.
Clarence's 3-down lineman. Last time they brought pressure off the edge with a 4th.
Snap. Rayner dropping back, looking to the far side. He's got a man looking for a high point, but incomplete. It looked like it was Avon Jackson, the feature receiver, and for the second consecutive drive, it's a turnover on downs for Kenmore West.
Yeah, sometimes you like to throw it up to your receiver, let him be an athlete. We've seen that a few times already, twice now in the fade pattern, first play of the game, and now coming back to it here. Both times quarterback's just been a little bit off. You want to throw over that outside shoulder, let him fade to the sideline, a little too much on the sideline there.
Today's game is brought to you by Damon University. Damon University is a private, non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. 1st and 10 for the Red Devils.
I know you often, hear talk about 3rd down efficiency, but I've always felt like if you win 1st down, that's what sets up everything.
Man in motion. They're going to fake it. Arnold taking himself up the middle. Arnold lowers his shoulder and picks up a hard 9 yards.
Really nicely designed play.
This is 11 yards.
Got motion going to the defense's left. You have to honor that. That keeps your outside backer or defensive end at home.
So after the officials get together, it's good for a 1st down. Arnold came into the contest with over 120 yards on the ground, averaging just under 4 per rush.
It was a nice run by him there. Just straightforward, got the yardage he needed.
There's a marker on the field. Encroachment on the defense will set up the second 1st and 5 for Clarence's offense.
Well, we talked about the colors, the telltale of the game being, the black and blue, the bruising, the red, the blood and the white sweat. But we've seen a lot of yellow so far.
We sure have. We sure have. 1st and 5 from midfield. Mueller is the back. As we said, there's 4 different options to run the football for the Red Devils, all of which have carried it thus far. Snap to Arnold. He's going to hand it off to Mueller up the middle in the ISO. Mueller breaks a tackle. Mueller to the 30, and finally brought down by a pair of Blue Devils. 1st down, Clarence.
Outstanding blocking in the middle right there.
Take a look here. Again, it was Prezalewski setting the edge.
Yeah, 63 again, his name, he shows up. Nice little kick out block to spring that interior.
First down, they're going to hand it off. Looks like Prezalewski. He's taken down around the 25, sets up 2nd and long.
Yeah, it was a little pride play by the Kenmore West defense on that one. I'll tell you, Clarence is going no huddle. It's not a hurry up no huddle, but what it does force Kenmore West to do is to communicate when it comes to making substitutions, making sure the play calls are good. And then with the motions that Clarence is using, it'll test your defense. And if you're not right, then that seam opens up And next thing you know, you have a big play.
Clarence early on driving the ball well on the ground. Only one pass attempt, which was the interception. They're going to bring Overholt into the backfield. And in motion is Aguilera. They're going to hand it to him on the sweep. Eric Aguilera has got a first down on the little pop pass on the motion.
Yep, nicely designed play. Great job sealing the edge there, allowing him to get around.
Aguilera was noted by Coach Dixon as one of the new guys this season that he really expected to step up, and step up he has. Just a sophomore, 5'8", 150.
You got tight trips right. Only 2 Kenmore West defenders over top of that trips.
Snap. They're going to hand it off to Preslowski. Up the middle and a touchdown into the end zone. Ryan Premalewski. His 4th touchdown of the season. And Clarence is on the board first.
Yeah, and Clarence has done a great job in that interior offensive line, open up holes. You see it again here. Nice little inside trap. Again, 63 comes across. Cave in the line. Outstanding job by the interior of that Clarence offensive line.
Julian Mazzarulli will be the placeholder, or excuse me, the place kicker. Held by Damian Mazzarulli, the sophomore, his placeholder. Somebody jumped. Offside on the defense, so that'll bring it in a yard. But as you said, this drive almost was exclusively on the line. Ivan Poslowski has really done a great job from the guard position.
Yeah, he's thrown some tremendous trap blocks right there. And, that trap works when you have great footwork, you work downhill. But what I love is that he finishes his blocks. Little kudos there to Jack O'Brien and Caius Mattoon, the center and right guard in that last play as well.
A line where Clarence has hung their hat on. A lot of pride comes with this offensive line, a lot of which have returned. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Red Devils take a 7-0 lead with just over 65 seconds left in the first half. We'll step aside quickly on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Back here at Clarence, New York, the Red Devils celebrating homecoming and celebrating an opening touchdown. 7-0, they lead Kenmore West.
Very efficient drive, aided by a couple of 5-yard penalties against Kenmore West. They'll have to clean that up as the game goes on.
High and deep kick, fielded around the 5. It's brought up. Looks like number 6, Harris, finally tripped up by number 33, Ryan Rouse. Brings up 1st and 10.
Yeah, he looked to be literally tripped up there. I was wondering if we might see a flag on that play.
And when you talk about Raynard and Brannon, Jamani Harris is really a name that could get lost in the mix. Just a sophomore, 5'11", $150, but he really moves well.
Yeah, 2 really nice returns by him. The first one negated by a penalty. This one, though, gives them good field position to start this drive.
1st and 10 from their own 34. Just under a minute to play in the first quarter. Snap. They're going to swing it out to Brandon on the far side. Brandon looking for a lane. He's got one. Brandon with a first down and out of bounds with a flag on the play. Looked like it could have been a finish of a block on the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd even call that the sideline. That was like the track that he was finishing that block. That was an easy one, unfortunately, for the officials. I mean, you want to see tenacity, but
Looks like the defending party will be Jor-El Lee. Not an easy guy to miss. 6'6", 305. Literally took him to the bus there.
yeah.
Pushing fouls call against Kenmore West.
So, as a coach, what is kind of the adjustment with the flags early on for Kenmore West?
You know, that's a mental thing. That's pure and simple. It's a mental thing. That is a correctable error. That is something you should know better. Lining up offsides, being encroached in the neutral zone. Those are all things that are correctable. Those are mental things. You don't mind an aggressive play if it's done within the confines of the game, but something like that, that's carrying it too far. No coach wants to see that. They want to see the tenacity. They don't want to see the penalty.
So it will negate the long run from Brannon. Sets up 1st and 10
Check that now. It's 1st and 10.
from their own 34. 49 seconds left. Snap. Rayner drops back, gets this one out quick to Jackson on the far side. Little hook pattern, gets 9 yards.
That's a good confidence building play right there. All 4 receivers, just 5-yard hooks. He had his choice of at least 2 receivers there. Made a good decision, good throw, easy gain.
Great point. Getting Rayner
To 9 yards.
into rhythm.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Clock still moving. Under 20 seconds here in the first quarter. Snap, they're going to hand off to Brandon up the middle, but he is immediately met. We'll see if it was... No, it looks like he came up short.
Trevor Mueller.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to spring free for a little gain, and Clarence did a really nice job. Again, I think it was middle linebacker, number 34 in on the play.
Trevor Mueller.
Yeah, we've called his names a few times already. Doing
What?
a really nice job.
As he did, yes. With that, we will step aside. After 1, it is Clarence 7, Kenmore West nothing here on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Teams flip sides. Kenmore West with the ball. That final play of the first quarter was good for a first down, so a new set of downs for the Blue Devils. 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off to Brannon. He is wrapped up in the backfield and finally taken down. Andrew Judd yet again making a play from the defensive end position.
Yeah, we had a counter tray action there, backside guard and tackle pulled. Judd was able to kind of split them and make the play. Crosses your face, you have to pick them up in that situation. There was some room to run, but really nice play by Judd, just kind of slipping in there and finishing.
Loss of 6 brings up 2nd and 16. Bonda is the back to the left of the quarterback. In the gun. Snap. Quick pass to the far side, caught by Jackson. He picks up a couple, ball pops out, and we advanced. Picked up by Jamani Harris.
Yeah, little pitch and catch there as he was trying to struggle for, a couple extra yards. Clarence did a nice job of ripping the ball out. Ended up looking like a hook and ladder when it was all said and done, and, rewarded that way.
A little bit of razzle dazzle sets up third down.
Unintentional razzle dazzle, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Exactly. Style points nonetheless. Third down from their own 48. Back-to-back completions from Raynard. Trips to the near side.
I like that they've gone to those hitches, build confidence.
Man in motion, but a flag on the play.
Penalty flag on the field.
False start on the offense.
Call against Kenmore West.
And not only have there been a lot of flags so far, but they've all been accepted.
Bringing up third down and 11.
Last week for Kenmore West was a 28-6 win over Sweet Home. Now in fifth place of Class A1. These two teams in third and fourth, Clarence and Kenmore West respectively. Red Devils currently leading the Blue Devils 7-0. 9.5 left to play in the first half.
You hear that penalty takes you from third and manageable to third and behind the sticks.
Snap, drop back. Raynard flushed out right, and he's going to have to get rid of this one with a flag on the play. Who else but Ivan Ploslawski?
Yeah. He's having a game. We got another flag. This is going to be intentional grounding. Absolutely no receiver in the area. And that's one of those penalties to me. Like, what he does is he saves himself from the punishment of being tackled and sacked there. Is really all it is. So it's self-preservation, and one way or the other, the ball's going to end up where it is right now, and Kenmore West is going to be looking to punt.
Yet to punt today. Every series has ended in a turnover on downs. The punter will be number 10, Brian Baumgartner. And back to receive will be Harper McKenzie. Good punt. Will hit around the 45. It'll take a Clarence bounce, and that's where it'll be down.
Clarence are going to start good field position here, see if they can take advantage of it.
Down, Kenmore West.
Coach Dixon said going into this contest, he wanted to win the time of possession. Right now, that's not a problem with how well they're running football.
And that's what I expect them to keep doing. They had success with that interior trap. I imagine you're going to see that again until the Blue Devils show that they can stop it.
So 1st and 10 for Clarence from the Kenmore West 45. Looking to add on to the 7-0 lead. Man in motion across formation is Aguilera. Arnold is going to take it himself. Makes one move, but eventually is wrapped up after a short game. Nice play there from number 9, Nate Bonda, and number 11, Charlie Hughes.
Yeah, well played. That's a tough one. You got both your safety, your corner coming up to make that play. You got two offensive linemen, size of Clarence's, that are leading on a quarterback ISO. They did a really nice job maintaining their ground, making a solid tackle, setting up 2nd and long.
Trips to the near side. Permalewski is the running back. Already has a touchdown today. Lone scorer of the contest thus far. 8.5 to go in the first half. Snap. Arnold gets it out quickly to McKenzie. McKenzie's got a blocker. He'll pick up a pair and finally be brought down with a marker on the field. Holding on the offense.
Didn't see where the holding was. I'm assuming it's at the point of attack there. I was going to speak up right before because for the second time, Clarence has come with that tight trips. And both times, Kenmore West is lined up with only 2 men over the top. That's an advantage. I thought maybe they could run the hitch that they did there. Kenmore West did a really nice job of defending that, actually. But certainly it's something that I'm sure Clarence coaches are going to file away with that advantage.
Talon Engasser, the left tackle, was out there as a personal blocker for Harper McKenzie, just aiding even more the numbers advantage on that play. Brings up 2nd and 18 for the Red Devils.
Again, not where you want to be after first down, 2nd and way behind the sticks.
Arnold drops back. He's looking to the near side, looking again for McKenzie, and he runs out of real estate as this ball goes out of bounds. Sets up 3rd and long.
Yeah, just the fade pattern there. Had a step, just overthrown out of bounds a little bit.
That brings up 3rd down and 18 for Clarence.
Brannon was the defender over the top. And again, Charlie Hughes, near side corner.
Yeah, early into this game, we get these 2nd and 3rd and long situations, and both quarterbacks seem to be wanting to get all the yardage back on one play. And that's one of those things I'm sure the coaches will talk to him about, like, hey, let's take something, set up something a little bit more manageable, cut the yardage in half if we can.
3rd and 18 from their own 47. Bubble motion from Aguilera. They're going to hand it off to Mueller up the middle. He's got a couple. He breaks a tackle and picks up around 7 yards, steps up 4th and 11.
Yeah, a little counter tray action on that one as well. Kenmore West did a little bit better job of taking on that counter tray action by the backside guard and tackle. Linebacker was able to scrape and fill.
4th and 12 for Clarence.
Julian Mazzarulli will be the punter. He's got 1 punt that has pinned an opponent inside the 20 this season.
Little confusion on the Clarence sideline, late substitution here. Still time to get the punt off.
Punt is a good one. Brannon will not return it. It bounces around the 15, and that is where it is downed by Clarence. That'll set up 1st and 10 for the the Blue Devils offense. Gives us a chance to remind you of our sponsors today, Richmond Vona. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how the serious effects of a car accident can be on victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills to experience and handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. First down.
Yeah, tight formation. Expect to run here.
And they do to Brandon to the far side off tackle. He'll pick up a couple, sets up 2nd down.
Yeah, at this point, it looks like Kenmore West is dictating what they want to do based on their formations. They come out tight with that long eye look, and they're going to try to grind it. When they're spread open, it looks like they're trying to open it up with passing.
It was a pickup of 3 on the previous play. Just over 6 minutes left in the first half. Kenmore looking to tap into the 7-0 deficit.
See if maybe we get a little counter action here.
They're going to hand it off to Brannon, who is met in the backfield, wrapped up by number 60, Brody Kaufman. Big fella, 6'5", 285, making a play.
Yeah, great job shedding his blocker, stepping up, finishing the play.
One of the pillars of the Kenmore West program is speed and aggressiveness, and thus far it looks like it's been matched by Clarence.
It has. They've been physical up front and in the middle of their defense. Done a really good job when it's passed, getting a little bit of penetration and some pressure. And on the run, they've been stout in the middle.
So right back to where we started, 3rd and 10 from their own 15. And with a little bit of confusion, Kenmore West will take their first timeout of the contest. They trail Clarence 7-0 when we return on Western New York Athletics.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. Crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Back here, Carson Harper joined with Corey Zeitz. Dana Gunther is our producer. I just ripped a hole in my pants. And our camera operator, Josh Wilson. Sorry, folks, I was thrown off a bit there.
The advantages of being off camera.
Oh, boy, we got a 3rd down and 10 yards to go from the 15.
Looks like we may have the pontiff himself in attendance down below here.
We do. From Chicago, the Pope.
Yeah.
Rolling out left is Raynard, and he finds a man on the far side. Good for a 1st down. And it's Avon Jackson, the feature receiver for this Blue Devil offense.
Yeah, it looked like that was supposed to be a little bit of a layer pattern out there. Sending one man deep, 2 men to the sidelines. Really nice throw to the left side, long throw. Well timed.
The old money route with a rollout and a comeback route.
That's a huge play for Kenmore West, getting out of the shadow of their own end zone a little bit and getting the 1st down on top of it.
From their own 28, man in motion across formation is Brandon. They hand it to him. He cuts back and picks up a few, sets up 2nd down, tackled by Mueller.
Yeah, again, a lot of green in there, weaving a little bit. Clarence is able to kind of surround him, rally, make a play, turning what could have been a pretty good gain into just 5.
Nate Bonda is the running back to the near side. Another man in motion. They're going to fake it to him. Raynard is going to keep it himself. He's got a 1st down across the 40, and he is escorted out of bounds by Patrick Moore. 1st down, Kenmore West. Now they're starting to move the ball pretty well.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Set up by the last one. You give a little motion, fake it to him. Quarterback keeps it. Good job. With just under 4 minutes to go, I would imagine Kenmore West is going to move with, I'll steal an Al Michaels line here, a little alacrity.
That's a word of the day.
Well, yeah.
$5 word. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Raynard in the gun with Brennan to his right. They'll send a man in motion. They're going to pitch it out to Brandon. Brandon looking for a lane. Stiff arms one man. And then he's finally out of bounds after a pickup of around 5 yards. A lot of boot scooting and boogieing for a medium gain.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a little wiggle in his game. You could see his speed there. And wisely gets out of bounds.
As you noted earlier, Corey, Harlem Brandon can really move in all 4 directions, not only east and west, but once he puts his foot in the ground, he can head north in a hurry.
Yeah, you can see that potential, even on a play like that, where it ends up being a 2-yard gain, but it's kind of one of those electric 2-yard gains.
Yeah. Exciting nonetheless. Brandon also a hooper come the winter. And Coach Haynes said he's extremely coachable, great listener, which is great for the feature running back of your offense. 2nd down and 8. Raynard flushed out right. He's going to look to take it himself. He'll pick up maybe a yard or two before he is escorted out of bounds.
Yeah, and he kind of makes something out of nothing there. He didn't even have time for his receivers to get to the top of their routes there, and he was already flushed from the pocket. Again, wisely getting out of bounds, preserving time, but setting up 3rd and long.
Matthew Mandich, one of the defensive ends for the Red Devils, was bearing in on him in the backfield. We'll set up 3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils. 3:39 left in the first half. They trail 7-0 to Clarence.
Clarence has had a lot of success just rushing 3 or 4. And as a defensive coordinator, that's something you love.
3 down linemen here for the Red Devils. Raynard rolling left. He's looking for a man. He's going to heave it deep to Brennan, who goes up, and it's knocked away. Ryan Premilewski, the defender, knocking the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, nicely defended on that play. Not a badly thrown ball there. Right on the sideline, gave his receiver a chance, but probably just a better defensive play. Again, Clarence able to get pressure. They show 3 on the line, bring their linebacker off the edge.
So it looks like Kenmore West will elect to punt for the 2nd consecutive drive. Brian Bumgarner, the senior, called on. Lengthy fella, 6'3", $175. And again, Harper McKenzie will be back deep for the Red Devils.
Harper McKenzie.
It's one of those drives that gets you out of the shadow of your end zone, gives you a chance to flip the field.
And we have an offsides penalty here.
Penalty flag on.
And now you might see the offense come back on.
It was offside against Clarence.
And to your point, Corey, it looks like they will do so. 5-yard penalty sets up 4th and 2, very much so in the realm of the coaching sheet for Coach Haynes.
Yeah, a little bit of gamble. This is one you feel confident about, one of the plays that you have in your playbook. Because if you don't get it, now 3:30 is a lot of time from midfield for Clarence.
Which would allow them to run the ball, which they have done well thus far. Brandon's got the majority of the touches, but keep your eye on Jamani Harris, a big body that could be utilized in this short yardage.
See if Ken West uses that motion again. They've had some success.
And they will. Cross formation. They're going to sweep it out to Brandon, who gets north quickly. He's got a 1st down and more. Harlem Brandon to the far side, to the sideline, finally steps out around the 30-yard line. What a huge play for this Blue Devils offense.
Oh, it was all there for their taking. Yeah, he was able to get that edge and turn it upfield rather easily on that play.
Saw Lane put a foot in the dirt, and it was 1st down and more.
And that was run to their left side behind the Lance Stekalska.
1st and 10 from the opposing 30-yard line. Kenmore West hasn't had a problem moving the ball today, but it's been penalties and offensive drive sputtering out. But now they have a good opportunity here. They're going to fake it to Brandon. Raynor's going to keep it himself, but he is met by the teeth of this Red Devil defense. Who else but Andrew Judd, who is in on the tackle from the defensive end position.
Yeah, I don't know if he would want that back. It looked like he wanted to give and decided to hang on to it at the last second.
So after the 2-yard gain, the clock continues to roll. 3 minutes left in the first half, but certainly plenty of time to go 28 yards. Snap. Raynard rolling right, looking for a man. He's got one on the near side. Sliding catch. No, it hit the turf. Intended for Avon Jackson.
I do like what Kenmore West did on that play. When he's dropped back straight in the pocket, Clarence has had success with pressure. That time they roll him out, reset where the pocket is, just underthrows his receiver a touch.
Raynard with good legs, able to, as you said, Corey, move the pocket outside of the tackle box. But after the incompletion, it'll bring up 3rd and 8. 2:45 left. 2 timeouts left for Kenmore West. Clarence has yet to take one here in the first half. Empty set for the Blue Devils. They'll put a man in motion is Brandon. They'll swing it out to him. Brandon's got it. He immediately goes north. He gets to the 20 and then finally taken down after a nice pickup there. Finally taken down by number 40, Jared Redford.
Yeah, effectively, that is a running play. It may even go down as running play. I don't know if it was a lateral, how the ball was thrown, but a lot of green out there.
Good for a first down. From the 18, call it the 17-yard line of Clinton. They're going to pitch it out to Brandon, who cuts up the middle. He makes a cut and inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success with that little pitch, kicking out the defensive end. What Clarence is going to have to do, they're going to have to get their linebackers scraping a little bit, reading and moving, stepping up into their run lanes a little bit more on that.
Pickup of 8 sets up the first half. 7-0 Clarence leads Kenmore West when we return on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation.
Avenue, Kenmore, 716-873-2952. Colvin Cleaners. Logistics Plus of Buffalo for all your transportation needs. Full truckloads, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves. Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop for your next shipment or warehouse needs. G&G Fitness. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider for specialty and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. And finally, Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport, 4600 Genesee Street. After the timeout from Clarence, their first of the half sets up 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
And again, with one timeout remaining, plenty of time to run the ball.
And they do so to Brandon up the middle. Harlem Brandon escorted into the end zone. Touchdown, Kenmore West. Harlem's 13th rushing touchdown of the season.
Yeah, they found the recipe that's working for them. And it all goes back to converting that.
Brandon on the carry for the Kenmore West touchdown.
They're able to get that going and then find some room running the ball. That little toss, little motion. Very, very nice drive by Kenmore West.
So the offense will remain on the field and huddle up. Kenmore West will go for 2.
Kenmore West is going for 2-point conversion.
Raynard in the gun. Snap. He's going to pitch this one up to a receiver who cannot get out of the grasp of Trevor Mueller. 2-point conversion is no good. So Clarence now leading 7-6. What do you expect to see with a $1:13 left from the Clarence offense?
Well, one thing they want to be is careful, and it's going to depend on the field position after this kickoff as to what they do. I don't think they're going to try to do anything outside of, what they've had success doing. I imagine them probably trying to run the ball. If they can rip off some good yardage, maybe go into a 2-minute at that point. I think it's really going to be dependent on where they start this drive. But you could be very effective in just 1 minute running the ball in a hurry-up offense. It doesn't always have to be a pass, especially at the high school level.
Clarence has run the ball well and 4 chunk plays at times. Number 24, Tet Wynn, the junior kicker has it teed up for Kenmore West. McKenzie and Premilewski back deep for the Red Devils.
Kenmore West.
It is a short kick from Wynn, fielded inside the 30. Brought up to the 35 and finally taken down around the 46-yard line. It was number 12, Benjamin Seelig.
Yeah, and here we go. Almost at midfield, 2 timeouts, a minute left. They're going to need at least one chunk play to really give themselves a shot. With the clock stopping on first downs, good communication. There's time here.
We've seen Clarence go with we'll call it a loose huddle, no huddle offense throughout the ball game thus far. All players with the play caller on their wrist, so certainly capable. Arnold in the gun.
I like to think they had 2 plays called.
He's going to take it himself on the read option, but it eventually stuffed up. It was number 7, Akeem Lyons, with the tackle for loss.
Unfortunately, not how you want to start this drive, but
Second and 11, under a minute to play in the first half. Arnold gets a snap and he rolls out right. Gets this one out quickly. It is caught by Aguilar across midfield, sets up third down.
yeah, solid play setting up third down here, but now we're down to 32 seconds.
Still 2 timeouts left for the Red Devils. As you said, Corey, certainly looking for a chunk play here.
Yeah, I think your first thought here is get the first down, because if you don't, then you have a decision to make. You go for it on fourth down, you don't get it. Suddenly Kenmore West, and they've looked explosive at times, has a shot at midfield.
Trips to the near side. Mueller the lone back. Snap put before. We'll have a flag on the play. Offsides on the defense, which makes this a much more manageable third down.
Yeah, that's just frustrating as a coach. I believe that's the 3rd encroachment call that we've seen on Kenmore West. You know, and part of that has to fall on the defensive ends. They should be the ones looking down the line, looking to see if someone is in that neutral zone. They got to communicate with the rest of their linemen.
So now what was a 3rd and 6 is now 3rd and 1 for Clarence. They're going to hand it off to Mueller up the middle. He's got a first down with a flag on the play. So a first down for now. We'll see what the flag is. Holding on the offense will march that one back.
Holding is called against Clarence.
Yeah, a little hold on the interior.
So with that, that'll be marched back. For the sake of conversation, with 25 seconds left, Julian Mazzarulli, the place kicker, has attempted 1 field goal this season, but he is 0 for 1. And we will have a timeout from Clarence. We will quickly step aside right here on Western New York Athletics.
I'm George Wiley, a senior at Canisius High School. As the only Jesuit high school in Western New York, Canisius delivers a life-changing education. Canisius prepares young men for acceptance into the nation's finest universities, and our community supports us at each step of our journey. We are proud of our excellent athletics and our emphasis on service. This place is special. Let us show you why.
Experience firsthand the excellence of Canisius High School. Schedule your visit at canisiushigh.org.
Third down and 9.
3rd and 9 for the Clarence offense. Arnold gets a snap and he rolls out left. He's going to get this one out quickly, and it is caught at the 40 and to around the 31. It was number 3, Jack Brinkerhoff, his second target of the day and first reception.
Yeah, nicely designed play again. Getting little place to settle in, gets upfield, and that's Clarence's last time out. So
gives us a chance to thank SUNY Cortland. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit sunycortland.edu to schedule a visit today.
yeah, 16 seconds left here. It's kind of a no man's land. I really don't think you can afford to throw anything over the middle, even with the stoppage of the clock to move the chains. This is going to have to be something that's to the outside. Maybe take a shot for the end zone here even.
1st and 10 from the opposing 31. They're going to get it out quick to Brinkerhoff, who steps out of bounds. Pickup of around 7 or 8. Brings up second down.
Really effective play. It's exactly what you want. And again, you could do the same thing one more time here. Still have time left.
12 seconds left. Brinkerhoff back-to-back receptions. Came in with 10. Arnold coming off of over 150 yards in the air last week. That was his second most of the season since week 2 against Sweet Home when he tossed for 207. So certainly capable in the air and on the ground as well. 2nd and 1. Arnold drops back. He's going to move up the pocket, and he's taken down.
And that's going to be tough.
There's number 20, Andre Smith. And that is how the first half will end. A tightly contested contest between the Kenmore West Blue Devils, who trail Clarence 7-6. We'll be right back on Western New York Athletics.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve.
You will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals.
If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests. With custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
I'm George Wiley, a senior at Canisius High School. As the only Jesuit high school in Western New York, Canisius delivers a life-changing education. Canisius prepares young men for acceptance into the nation's finest universities, and our community supports us at each step of our journey. We are proud of our excellent athletics and our emphasis on service. This place is special. Let us show you why.
Experience firsthand the excellence of Canisius High School. Schedule your visit at canisiushigh.org.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYAthletics.com. You can link me later.
WNYAthletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Are you an AD struggling to keep up with the social media needs of your teams? Check out Box Out Sports, a platform used by colleges and high schools all across the country. It's a true plug-and-play system where in less than 30 seconds you have access to over 1,000 templates that include your colors, your logos, and your information to highlight your student athletes. If you're interested in learning more, go to boxoutsports.com today.
Back here in Clarence, New York, where the home team has a 7-6 lead over Kentmore West. These are two teams sitting at third and fourth in the A1 standings. Williamsville North is 4-0 in the league, 4-2 overall. West Seneca West, 4-1 in the league, 4-1 overall. So two teams close in the standings and two teams close on the field today. What have you seen thus far, Corey?
About what you would expect. I figured this was going to be one of those like 14 to 13 games when it was all said and done, and it seems to be playing out that way. I think if you're Coach Haynes with Kenmore West, you want to see those yellow flags disappear, and that's something I'm sure he's addressing. The one drive that they did score on, I don't think there was more than one flag on that drive, and you saw the dividends that it paid for them. If you're Clarence going forward, I think you get back to what you've been doing well, controlling the line of scrimmage, and then maybe mixing in the occasional play action. We haven't seen a lot of that so far. Maybe that opens up, a big play downfield.
Both teams, when going into the air, have tried moving the quarterback outside of the pocket. What have you seen in the trenches on each side?
Trench has been surprisingly very balanced. When teams have been able to run, you've seen them able to spring it, usually with some trap blocking, some counter trays. Clarence early on in the game did a great job of shutting down the interior. So what we saw from Kenmore West is they were able to start working the perimeter. And that meant planting your foot once you hit the outside, cutting up inside, and then cutting back against the flow of the defense. And they found success with that. So that's opened up the Clarence defense a bit, given them some running lanes. And that's where they found success with that drive.
Clarence leading 7-6 over Kenmore West. Those are our first half thoughts. We will return with second half action right here on Western New York Athletics.
Welcome to this production from Western New York Athletics. Our featured sponsors for today's game are Damon University. Damon University is a private, non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Colvin Cleaners, Western New York's premier green earth dry cleaner. Dry cleaning, wash and fold laundry, shirts, and tailoring. 2375 Elmwood Avenue, Kenmore. Call 716-873-2952. Logistics Plus of Buffalo. For all of your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus of Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. Binghamton University. A world-class institution, Binghamton University offers students a broad, interdisciplinary education with an international perspective and one of the most vibrant research programs in the nation. Visit www.binghamton.edu today. We would also like to thank Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, Trench Trophy, recognizing the top linemen in Western New York, Lewis & Lewis PC, 37 Franklin Street, Buffalo, New York, B&T Supply, and Western Division, home of the Great Rate.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNYAthletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
Back here at Clarence, New York, the Red Devils with a 7-6 lead over the Blue Devils. I'm Carson Harper, joined with Corey Zayats, our camera operator Josh Wilson, under the production of Dana Gunther. Looking at the schedule for Clarence, they are 2-1 at home this season. Last season went 7-3. This, of course, the first under Chris Dixon, who previously had head coaching time at Lancaster and St. Mary's, who's been on Clarence's staff for 5 seasons, played collegiately at Cortland, one of our proud sponsors. This is the final home game of the season for the Red Devils. They will head out to Frontier next Friday night and finish out the season at Williamsville North. And on the other side, for the Kenmore West Blue Devils, it is back-to-back road games as they will travel out to Niagara Wheatfield next Thursday night, and then they will finish off the season against Kenmore East on Saturday at 2 p.m. Kenmore West received the opening kickoff, so it looks like Clarence will have the ball to start out the second half. And to the point of Coach Dixon's first season, what is it like, at least in high school, you hear it in college, in the pros, building a culture? Well, you don't know really what you're getting each season. What is that like for a head football coach?
I mean, culture is the buzzword nowadays, and every coach wants it. And you mentioned a few times in talking about the players that you're looking for kids that buy in. And that holds true in high school. They have to buy in. Not now, when it's easy, when you have your classmates there cheering, when you have homecomings. It's the off season. When the off season hits, they have to buy into the weight room. They have to buy into, this is something. Football is won in the off season. It's a big thing that almost every coach is going to preach to their teams, and hopefully it shows on the field.
Short line drive kick will bounce once before it is fielded on the far side. It looks like Premilewski. Premilewski changes direction and finally tackled out of bounds. Looks like we got a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a block in the back. It didn't look like much, but stayed on the block just enough. Official felt the need to throw another flag.
It's been the name of the game thus far. Clarence, as to your point about winning the offseason, they've got a guy under center, Nathan Arnold, who that was really the emphasis during this week.
Yeah, he's a nice athlete. Maybe see him, carry the ball a little bit more this second half.
Part of the four-headed monster in the backfield. Right now, the sophomore Trevor Mueller is the back. 2 receivers on each side. 1st and 10. From their own 25. They're going to hand it off to Mueller, but he is immediately stopped up by the defensive line of Kenmore West. Number 50 was in there, Jor-El Lee, who's really the big size and anchor of this defensive line.
He is, and it's really the first time we've had a chance to mention his name outside of, I believe, that penalty earlier in the game, but making a statement there.
Sets up 2nd and 10. They're going to hand it off to Premilewski, the wing back in that formation. He's got a couple of yards, but a host of Blue Devils will finally bring him down. Little switch up offensively with the formation there.
Yeah, and that's really been a staple for Clarence for years. It's going to that tight, what I've always called a muddle huddle. It takes a lot of discipline to play that defensively, especially if you see it coming at you quite often. Kenmore West does a really nice job. So far, 2 plays in a row. I got to think Coach Haynes is really happy with the performance of his defense's first 2 plays.
Just 2 yards gained, brings up 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Again in the tight formation. Flag on the play. Offside on the defense. Kenmore West, they thought they had a false start on that play.
Yeah, I thought they did too, to be honest, but Stripes saw it a different way.
So with that, it turns a 3rd and 8 to a 3rd and 3. Again, the opening drive here in the second half. Clarence switching up offensive styles here. And another jump off sides from the Kenmore West defense. And now that you bring everything in, everybody gets a little more tense with running the ball.
Yeah.
Are we going to see a little bit more hard counts here?
I don't know if you'll see hard counts so much, but again, like I said, you have to be disciplined against this formation.
They're going to swing it out to Mueller. Trevor Mueller, he's got green grass. 34, Trevor Mueller inside the 20, finally taken down. What a huge run there for the Red Devils.
Yeah, in this offense, the muddle huddle could be really difficult. If you haven't prepared for it all week, it can be really tough. We have a
So a personal foul on the Red Devils will negate that long rush from Mueller, who started off as the wingback on the near side.
Yeah, I know. When we used to face the muddle huddle when I was coaching, we used to train all week when the offense didn't even have a ball on the field. We had to be disciplined in following where the blocks were going. And we trained our guys to stay at home, play their lanes, make sure you're taking on the trap blocks that are happening. It really takes a ton of discipline on the defensive part. To the naked eye, that offense looks like it's just a mess, but defensively, you have to be disciplined.
Not only a solid line, but also we've seen some good speed from this Clarence offensive line. 1st and long, they're going to give it to Overholt up the middle. He'll pick up a pair, get to the 30-yard line, and sets up 2nd and long. Now, what do you think would constitute a coach going from the gun the entire first half, now switching things up?
Well, the one thing that we talked about is in the first half, we saw a whole lot of moving the ball, but not finishing drives. So from 20 to 20, offenses have been moving. Maybe trying to look for something, play to the strength of the team, and we have another flag.
Offside on the defense. Now the 3rd encroachment just on this drive alone from Kenmore West. So that'll bring up 2nd and 12 from the 35.
And with Clarence coming in this tight formation, whoever is lined up on the end of the line of scrimmage for Kenmore West, he has to be the one who's communicating down the line, make sure his men are on sides.
Yet another flag, and we'll go 5 yards the other way. False start on Clarence. So a little bit of a personnel change. We have a pair of receivers coming in. McKenzie and Brinkerhoff check into the game. They're both on the far side of your screen, as well as Aguilera in the slot. Charles Lorenz, the receiver closest to you. Snap. Arnold will get this out quickly to the back. Promilewski, who is dropped out of bounds after a pickup of around 5.
And another flag. Sideline infraction
against Kenmore West. So we'll see where that spots the ball. Excuse me, it was Aguilera receiving the swing pass, sophomore. As we said, one of the key new players for this offense. Played a nice role tonight.
Once again, Clarence came on that trips formation, and they appear to be out-leveraging Kenmore West defense. They're just outnumbered 3-2 out there. Ken West has done a good job closing that, but still, it's something to file away.
They go right back into the muddle huddle on the opposing 49-yard line. And they're going to hand it up to Promilewski. He'll pick up around 4 yards, sets up second down. And we have a little bit different attacks here on the ground game. It's kind of a one-man show for Kenmore West. They have a feature back. This has 4. What are the advantages of that?
Well, for one, you have fresher legs that are running. And 2, it keeps everyone involved in the game.
Second down and 5. They're going to hand it up to the up back, but somehow Mueller ended up with it.
I can't see the number. Great job running down that play from behind. These white-on-white numbers are...
It's Avon Jackson coming down and making a play.
Really good job. And that's one way to defend it if you can. But with this muddle huddle like this, a lot of times it's much more quick hitting. Kenmore West was able to sort of drag that play out to the play side, and then Jackson was able to run it down from the back. Really nice play there.
So now 3rd and 6. Majeski is the fullback behind the quarterback. They're going to give it to Promilewski up the middle, but he is initially stopped. He'll pick up a couple. Again, it was Avon Jackson in the backfield, sets up 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to run that one down from behind, but he was able to get forward a little bit and set up.
Brings up 4th down and 2.
Yeah, 4th and 2 here. Now, I imagine you're going to see this muddle huddle one more time.
Still the first drive of this 3rd quarter. 4th and 2. Hard count. Overholt goes in motion. And a hard count again. Gets Jackson a jump. Again, a first down via the penalty.
And unfortunately...
Oh, excuse me. They called a false start on Clarence.
Oh.
Not really sure who jumped on the Red Devils side. It looked like it was pretty clearly the defensive end on this side, but now this is a punt situation.
Julian Mazzarelli is a kick for Clarence.
Well, again, tale of penalties, just killing drives at this point. It seems like it's going to come down to this game being decided by who can play the cleaner game.
Punt fielded by Brandon inside the 20. Makes a few moves, runs into a friendly face, but he somehow escapes the huddle of humans down the far sideline across the 40. Really made something out of nothing there from Harlan Brandon.
Really did. There was a little bit of a one-man show there. Just a little bit of wiggle, a twist, changing direction. It sets up Kenmore West with some good field position.
21-yard return.
So Clarence chewed off nearly half of the clock here in the 3rd quarter. First offensive drive for Kenmore West here in the second half. They trail by 1 point to Clarence. Raynard in the gun. Drops back, gets it out quickly. This one's caught by Jackson. Trying to come back, but the middle linebacker made his way all the way out there. Matt Majeski makes a tackle. Pickup of around 4.
Actually, a really nice job by the wide receiver on that. It looked like that pass may have been tipped, but he worked his way back toward the ball, just like you're taught to do. Turn it upfield and able to make a 4-yard gain when it looked like it was only going to be about a yard.
Raynard with good success getting the ball out quickly. Hitch patterns, some comeback patterns on the run. 2nd and 6. They're going to hand it off to Brandon up the middle. He slips and falls, but he will pick up a couple of yards. But certainly had a good hole up the middle from his lineman.
Yeah, they look like he had some room there. Again, that counter tray action so effective. Defensive end needs to be able to take that on. Your linebackers need to be able to step up. I imagine Kenmore West is going to come back to that play. Maybe not now, but that's one you keep in your back pocket.
So that will bring up 3rd and 7. Brandon has the lone touchdown tonight. He had 2 last week, so 3 in his last 2 games. He's the lone back, 3rd and 7. Rolling left is Raynard. He gets this one out to the near side. That one's caught by Jackson. 1st down, Kenmore West. Avon Jackson has been the feature receiver all night, and again, he comes up big.
Yeah, really nice touch on that throw. Jackson does a good job working back toward the line of scrimmage, which is so important on outrunning routes. If you stay parallel, that's the ones that get picked, but he did a great job working back, using his hands, finishing well executed.
Good route runner, also a friendly target, 6'3", buck 85. A lot of range there. He's on the near side of your screen, closest to you. 1st and 10 from the opposing 45. Snap, they're going to hand it up to Brandon. He cuts back across the 40. Harlan Brandon, he hit in 2nd gear to the 20 and down the sideline. Finally escorted out inside the 15.
And most importantly, no flags on the play.
That's the little victories tonight.
Yeah.
But you said putting the play in the back pocket, that was pretty similar to the previous 2 plays.
It was, and he just shows you his ability to bounce and then accelerate. When he's had room, even if it's just enough to make a little wiggle, he's looked very dynamic as a running back.
And he was named by head coach of Clarence, Chris Dixon, as somebody that they wanted to keep at bay, but so difficult too.
Like you said, when he's a feature back, that's who you key on.
They'll give it to him here again. Up the middle, he'll pick up around 3. Down at the 11, sets up 2nd down. And what is the balance of, as you said, how Clarence keeps everybody involved? How do you keep a hot hand rolling, but also everybody else involved?
Well, again, that comes down to buying into the system. I've always talked about, regardless of the sport, everybody has to do, in football, it's your 111th. And when you realize you have a hot hand, being unselfish and knowing get the ball to the hot hand is important as a mindset, as a team.
2nd and 7. Raynard gets it out quickly, caught by Jackson on a high ball. He'll be tackled around the 9-yard line. Call it a pickup of 3, sets up 3rd down.
And those pitching catches are as effective as running the ball. It's the passing game equivalent of a fullback dive. But effective. It moves, it sets up easier downs.
Raynard last week was efficient. He went 6 for 11 for a buck 17 and a touchdown. But right now they face a 3rd and 4 from the opposing 9-yard line. Snap, give to Brandon up the middle. Brandon leans forward, gets behind his pads, and he picks up a big 1st down. 1st and goal, Kenmore West.
I actually thought Kenmore West had an illegal formation there that maybe they got away with.
Brandon slow to get up, but eventually assisted by Jackson. And there, something we haven't talked about much, he has the 4 directions, but they're getting behind his pads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he shows a little bit of finish, but he's been smart too. Avoiding contact at the end, stepping out of bounds, getting down. That's just as important sometimes. Live to fight another day.
1st and goal from the 3. High snap is fielded by Brandy. He's going to try to make something happen. Misses a couple and finally tackled in the backfield. Number 22, Ryan Premilewski, finally brings him down after the botched snap.
Yeah, that's one of those, you appreciate the athleticism and trying to make something out of nothing, but sometimes it's best to just cut your loss.
It would have been a loss of 1, but the returning of field allowed Premilewski, the other side defensive end, to come in and make a tackle, and now that sets up 2nd and goal from the 13.
We have to think the way things have played out that Kenmore West is in 3 downs right now, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to score. So they don't need everything right here.
Raynard rolls left. He has to reverse field going right. He's going to take it himself across the 10-yard line and finally brought down out of bounds by Andrew Judd, the defensive end.
Great job by the Clarence secondary there. Absolutely locked up Kenmore West receivers. There was nobody to throw to.
Raynard knew it early, and with the near side defensive end, he reverses field and makes it what would have been an incomplete pass into a 5-yard gain. So now 3rd and goal.
And if Kenmore West is able to score here, that's one of those plays that you're going to forget about, but those 5 yards are crucial right now.
8 yards to go to hit pay dirt. Nate Bonda is the back. Rolling out right as a quarterback. He's going to toss this one into the end zone and incomplete. Intended for Jamani Harris. That'll bring up 4th and goal.
Yeah, probably a good decision there. Threw the ball maybe where only his receiver could get it, but certainly not throwing it into harm's way.
Raynard has done a good job of taking care of the football, as you said, Corey, throughout this contest. Just 1 turnover. It was an early interception by the Clarence offense, and we're going to see a field goal attempt here from Tet Wynn. Looks like a 25-yarder. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. Tet Wynn converts his first field goal of the season, and Kenmore West takes a 9-7 lead.
Oh, and I've always thought that a field goal from that range with the wider high school hash marks is never as easy as you think it is.
Thankfully for Wynn, there is no wind. Nice, beautiful night. Remind you of our sponsors. Damon University is a private non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate degrees and graduate level degrees as well. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Clothing Cleaners, 2375 Elmwood Avenue, Kenmore, New York, 716-873-2952. So for the first time tonight, Kenmore West takes the lead in this contest.
Yeah, once again, points on a drive.
It's a short kick to the far side at the 35. It is returned and taken down on a big hit. It was Damian Mazzarulli on the return, the sophomore.
Trying to get the number on that.
I think it was number 9, Nate Bonda.
That's who I had too.
With a big tackle.
Nonetheless, Clarence finds themselves in good field position once again. Almost midfield.
43-yard line.
1st and 10 from their own 43. They've moved the ball well, but kind of the name of the game thus far has been both offenses sputtering out inside the red zone. Snap, they're going to fake it to Mueller. Arnold will take it himself, but immediately met at the line of scrimmage It was number 44, Nick Adam, the senior middle linebacker, making a nice play.
Yeah, real aggressive read on his part. As soon as he saw where the ball was going, he just beelined for it. That's how you want a middle linebacker to play.
No gain on the team. Adam leads the team with 20 solo tackles. Also has 2.5 sacks and 4 interceptions. But with the ball being kept on the ground, we haven't seen Jamani Harris come down with one. He had 4 interceptions last week against Sweet Home. Snap. Arnold rolling to his right. This one is incomplete. Intended for Eric Aguilera. And Charlie Hughes was the defending party.
Yeah, he had him here. I think if Arnold could, he'd like to have that throw back just a little off the mark.
That'll bring up 3rd and 10. But yeah, after 1 week, Jamani Harris doubled his interception total and now leads Section 6 in interceptions with his 4 last week at home.
Yeah, 4 in one game is sometimes a season for.
That's a good season for most.
Yep.
Screen pass is caught on the far side. Premilewski's got it, and he's got some room with a first down. Pickup of around 20 for the Red Devils. Huge first down to keep the ball rolling there.
Really like that play call, especially with Kenmore West, playing with a little aggression, okay, a little confidence, maybe a little over exuberance, and you take advantage of that with a screen play. Really good call.
And it was Trevor Mueller, the sophomore, that actually made that play. So Clarence driving. They are trailing Kenmore West for the first time tonight as we head into the fourth quarter. It's the Blue Devils 9, the Red Devils 7 here on Western New York Athletics.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve.
You will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
1st and 10 from the opposing 35. They're going to give it up to Harper McKenzie on the pop pass. McKenzie picks up a few. We'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, what I like is we've seen 2 new plays right now, something that Kenmore West hasn't seen, and obviously something that the Clarence coaching staff has seen that they think they could take advantage of here.
4-yard gain.
We'll call it 2nd and 6. That was the opening play of the fourth quarter. A hard-fought contest here on homecoming night in Clarence, New York, where the home team is driving, trailing Kenmore West by 2. Overholt in motion to the far side. They're going to hand it up to Mueller. Mueller picks up a couple, but eventually the defense of Kenmore West has a stranglehold on the running back, and it brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, starting to see Jarrell Lee, the big guy, kind of taking over. He's been plugging up the middle a little bit from his position.
As the defensive lineman comes into today with 18 solo tackles. So after no gain, it is 3rd and 4 for the Red Devils. Looking to the sideline, offense coordinator Jake Huber giving out the calls. Snap. Arnold drops back. He's looking left. Got a man in his face, and he's brought down. Number 75, Christian Pape, the senior, with a huge sack there, his first of the season.
Yeah, that time they showed blitz, brought one, and it was just enough to overload the left side of the Clarence line. And that's a big play for Kenmore West right there.
That's a 5-yard loss.
So after a first half in which the Blue Devils could not get anything going, they find themselves with good momentum, forcing Clarence into a punt. Brennan, the deep man. Julian Mazzarulli, the punter. He receives it at midfield, gets this one away. It will bounce at the 10 and take a Blue Devil hop to around the 8-yard line, his second punt inside the 20 this season.
Yeah, and Clarence doesn't want to see, a drive that they take down into the 30-yard line end the way that it just did. But now you have a chance to make something happen defensively, to set up your offense by pitting them inside the 10. So it's not wholly a failure. A lot of people want to say when you punt, it's a failure. Not always. Depending on how they respond here defensively, this can be a positive.
So they're going to mark it at the 10-yard line. Or excuse me, the 9. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Raynard in the gun. Man in motion. They're going to hand it off to Brennan up the middle, who will pick up around 5 yards, tackled by number 40, Jared Redford. And he had 56 leading him from the line.
Yeah, we don't have a 56.
Not only are the numbers white, but some of them are off.
Yep.
So after that, it'll be 2nd and 5.
I got to think we're going to see a heavy dose of Harlan Brennan this drive as well.
Snap, and that's who they'll give it to. Brennan makes one move at the line, cuts it outside, spin move, and then hit hard by number 55, Caius Mattoon, the senior, laying some wood there.
Yeah, we mentioned him on a play earlier in the first half. And there he is, making a little tackle there.
6'2", 260, taking down a running back. It's 5'11", $180.
Yeah, about the only flaw I see with Brandon's game right now is I'd like to see him protect that football a little bit more. He makes that cut, the ball gets a little bit wide outside his frame. Get that high and tight, protect it, and then just use your God-given talent.
Be no better time for the first turnover of the game for Clarence right now. 1st and 10. They hand it off to Brandon. Off tackle. But he is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. It is number 24, Connor Doust. Or excuse me, 34, Trevor Mueller.
Yeah, he's made a few plays. And that time, again, he'd made a play earlier like that in the game. Splitting the counter tray look, coming up and making a really nice tackle against a very shifty back again.
Mueller, his 2nd tackle for loss of the season. Came in today with 19. He's had a nice day on both sides of the ball. Again, just a sophomore, but a vital part of this Red Devils team. 2nd and 11. Raynard rolling left. He's got to step up in the pocket. He's going to take it himself, and he'll pick up around 4 and take it down out of bounds. And there's a flag.
Yeah, it was a late tackle. I thought the flag would come out sooner, to be honest.
So did I. We were almost waiting for it.
Yeah.
It's really most of the flags have ended up on the Kenmore West sideline, those happening after the play.
Yeah, and that's not one of those. It's not a dirty play by any means. It's just trying to be aggressive and just hanging on a little too long there. But it hurts. It's 15 yards. It's taking you out toward midfield now.
Now under 8 minutes left to play. Kenmore West has seen momentum swing their way after Clarence rode the homecoming energy early on. Got out to a 7-0 lead. Kenmore West has responded with 9 unanswered points.
And Carson, you called it. You said, under 8 minutes, suddenly that clock is coming into play.
They're going to hand it off to Brandon up the middle, but he is tackled after a gain of 1 by the middle linebacker, Matt Majeski. Looked like a little run blitz, but we've got a penalty on the field.
Yeah, it looks in the area of holding.
And that's what it will be. So that'll march back the ball 10 yards.
Holding is call against Kenmore West.
And again, I've always thought first down is so important. And now you're looking at 1st and 20.
1st and 20 for Kenmore West. At the 130-yard line.
Either team really able to get good rhythm early on with first downs tonight, but really has been a story of the flags. Empty set for Raynard. They're going to send a man in motion. They're going to give it to him, and it's a reverse. Given to Brandon, who's looking to throw. He's holding the ball like a loaf of bread, but finally he'll get out of bounds after a gain of 7. A whole lot of window dressing for a rather modest gain.
Yeah, but still, for 1st and 20, now you put yourself into 2nd and a long 10, let's call it. That's another example of making something out of nothing and just showing off his athleticism there. Looked like Clarence was going to drop him for another loss, and somehow he scooted free.
Jamani Harris initially had the ball. Then gave it to Harlan Brandon, who I do believe has a couple pass attempts on the season. So not the first time he's handled the ball in the backfield as a passer, but now he'll return as the lone back. Trips to the near side. Snap, they're going to give it to him off tackle. Brandon looking for a lane, but eventually swallowed up. Maybe a gain of 1 at most. Number 60, Brody Kaufman, was tracking him down from the backside.
Yeah, Clarence did a nice job at the point of blocking. Again, counter tray action. Nice job stopping that. Rallying to the ball. Linebackers filling. It's about as textbook as it gets playing defense against that look.
Now, for the folks at home, we've seen the counter tray action on the Kenmore West side and a lot of traps from Clarence. Mm-hmm. Is there kind of like one blocking scheme that a coach really likes that they'll stick to?
I don't know if that's the case. You always have traps, interior traps. You have your counter tray action. I think it comes down to what's working during the game and kind of, feeding that.
They'll get it out to Jackson on the screen pass. Jackson's got some room, first down across midfield, but a flag on the play from behind Avon Jackson.
And I got to think that this is another hold out in the perimeter here.
And that's what the call will be. So that big third down pickup will now be marched back. But back to the point, so you think it's more of the, we've got something working, we've got something rolling, let's stick to it?
Yeah, I think so. To me, football has always been, if they can't stop it, you keep running it. So many times I think offensive coordinators get caught in, well, I got to run this next play, or I have to run this play. We practice it. Instead of saying, well, geez, I just ran off 10 yards on this counter tray. I'm going to run it again until they stop it. And I think that's what it comes down to. Any offense is going to have those blocking schemes in there, whether it's a buck trap on the inside, the counter tray, a G block on the outside.
So that'll bring up 3rd and call it 13. From their own 35, they'll send a man in motion across the formation, get it out to Brandon on the sweep. He's behind the line and tripped up. Ryan Promilewski, senior defensive end, making another tackle for loss, brings up 4th and very long.
Yeah, look like, Promilewski, outstanding tackle right there. And again, the flags come back to haunt Kenmore West one more time.
So now with just over 5 minutes, Clarence is now in control of the clock. They can get a good setup return here from Harper McKenzie. High punt. It'll bounce. And finally come to rest inside the 35. And that's where the Red Devil offense will set up shop.
Yeah, that's one I would like to have seen him come up and feel that. He had room, he had time. It gives your offense, the extra 10, maybe 15, 20 yards if he gets a little return on it. Instead, that's one more first down, maybe two more first downs you're asking your offense to get in a game that's been stymied by penalties and, the occasional defensive play.
A game brought to you by Colvin Cleaners, 2375 Elmwood Ave in Kenmore, New York, 716-873-2952. First and 10 for Clarence on their own 32. Snap. They're going to give it up to Overholt, who's met in the backfield. It was number 9, Nate Bonda, who was the first in there. But we've really seen this defensive front from Kenmore West really step up lately.
Yeah, this second half has been a little different for them. They played with a little tenacity, more of an attack mentality, and they're feeding off of it. You can see it.
Loss of 2 sets up 2nd and 12. Three receivers to the near side. Snap. Arnold gets it out quickly, caught by number 10, Eric Aguilera, but he is quickly dropped.
Yeah, that's the play. I've actually been looking for them to run, but got to get that blocking, that perimeter blocking, so crucial to executing a play like that.
It was sniffed out by Avon Jackson.
And I believe we've called his name a few times too, making good open field tackles.
As well as the near side corner, Charlie Hughes, who's had a nice night defensively.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Kenmore West closing speed defensively. It looks like there's that opportunity to attack at the line of scrimmage is there, but they close quickly.
3rd and long for Clarence. Arnold gets a snap. He's rolling right. Looking for a man. Stops. Heaves one downfield. And it is caught. Harper McKenzie comes down with it inside the 30. First down, Clarence.
All I can say is that is an amazing play by Harper.
McKenzie came into the ballgame with 11 receptions. Last week had 5 for 84. 31 was along, and this one's flirting with beating that.
Oh, did they call it? Did they change the call? They're saying incomplete.
After the referees come together, could we get another look at the reception or lack thereof from McKenzie? Well, it's a first down nonetheless after a roughing the passer call.
Well,
it's not how you draw it up at all. As you see, Arnold hit the ground hard, the quarterback.
Yeah, it looked like it maybe hit the ground there. That angle.
Far side line judge was able to make the correct call, but still a first down for Clarence. 3 minutes and some change. But Kenmore West has a little bit of energy here on the road.
Yeah, that 3 minutes is looming a little bit. I would like to see Clarence maybe go with a little bit more pace to their offense, see if that will open things up.
Arnold quickly flushed out. He's going to take it himself. He's got a lot of green. Arnold breaks a tackle inside the 40. Finally taken down to the 36-yard line. Nathan Arnold with a huge run from the quarterback position.
Yeah, and that was something we talked about at halftime. About maybe we get to see him be an athlete a little bit more.
Arnold, that was his longest rush of the season. Previous was 16. And lands just a few yards shy of what that reception from McKenzie would have been. So after the personal foul penalty and a long run from Arnold, it's 1st and 10 on the Kenmore West side. They're going to hand it off to the up back. And Premilewski, the wing back, ends up with it. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, interesting. Switching up, going to that muddle huddle there. I know they broke one earlier that was called back. You'd think it looked like they've been having some success spreading the field here.
They've already hit Aguilera on that quick pass, as you said, from the slot position, but they'll return to the muddle huddle. Snap, they're going to give it to Overholt. Picks up a few, brings up third down, but now inside 2 minutes in the ball game.
And that's kind of the problem with running the muddle huddle. It's a 3 yard in a cloud of dust kind of offense. Again, if you're not disciplined defensively, of course, you may be able to spring one. But if that's not happening, it's 3 clock runs, 3 yards, clock runs.
The Red Devils will stay in the formation. 3rd and 2. They're going to give it to Mueller, who is tripped up from behind. Nick Adam making a play. Sets up 4th and call it 3.
Yeah.
Timeout, Clarence. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the side effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we've helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. I'd like to thank G&G Fitness, Logistics Plus Buffalo Wingnuts in Buffalo, Dan Chacha, Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, the Trench Trophy, Lewis & Lewis, Colvin Cleaners, P&T Supply, and Western Division.
Yeah, I'm thinking right now, if I'm Clarence, I want to put Arnold on the move, let him have the ability to use his legs if he can, or maybe complete a nice simple out pattern. And on the flip side of things, if I'm Kenmore West, I'm going to bring pressure. My secondary's done a great job of tackling, especially off the edge.
4th and 2. Arnold is going to take it himself. Arnold's got a first down and more. Nathan Arnold inside the 10, spins out of a tackle, finally brought out of bounds inside the 5. Huge first down for Clarence.
Yeah, and I like putting it in the hands of Arnold. He's waited, he's put in his dues, and now when they needed him, two huge plays in a row for him.
He gets out of bounds. Clarence has 2 timeouts left. Kenmore West has all 3. 66 seconds left in the contest.
Yeah, I think this is a time, if you're Kenmore West, maybe you start to think about using timeouts yourself.
Back to the tight double wing formation. They're going to give it to Premiluski. He's already got a touchdown today, and he's got another. Ryan Premiluski, the senior, with his 5th touchdown of the season and 2nd tonight.
Here.
Clarence now leading Kenmore West 13-9. Quarterback Arnold remaining out there. His 3 receivers, McKenzie, Brinkerhoff, and Aguilera, have joined him into a trips formation to the far side. 2-point conversion here for the Red Devils. Snap. Rolling right. Looking for a man. Comes back. Looking for McKenzie in the back of the end zone. Feed in. Yes, they are. 2-point conversion is good. What a play there.
Unbelievable. Great play call. Tremendous throw. That's one of those throws. You're moving to your right, throwing back across the field. That's almost a 40-yard pass going horizontally. Really nice play call there to convert the 2. Ultimately, I don't think it changes a whole lot for Kenmore West. They've got to get in the end zone at this point.
They've got 62 seconds, 3 timeouts. Their success in the air has been the short passes. Is there a way to methodically march that down the field in this time?
With 3 timeouts, it is. Again, it's going to come down to where they can set up their drive. If they can get a good return, make it a little easier on themselves, sure. I think it's crazy, though. We look back at Clarence with an amazing answer in that drive, and it all goes back to that crazy play where we thought it was a reception, and then it wasn't, and then it was roughing the quarterback. And I guess ultimately the yellow flag comes back to haunt Kenmore West, keeping that drive alive at that point. But there's time, and with a back like Harlem Brannon, it looks like Kenmore West has plenty of time because he's a threat to take it to the house at any point.
Brannon is the feature back, but Von Jackson, the receivers, has had a nice night. Jamani Harris, you can get rolling. So certainly options for head coach John Haynes, who's looking to build on last week's win against Sweet Home. Both teams coming off of victories. Julian Mazzarulli has it teed up. It's a short kick fielded on a hop and immediately goes down. Is a returner. The number 58, Caleb Thermidor, wisely falls on it, and that's where his offense will set up shop.
Yeah, wisely protects the ball. It doesn't tick off a lot of time on the clock, but with room, I'd like to see him advance it. Again, it's another first down that maybe you could have taken away from your offense getting, maybe a little bit better field position.
So a bit of a seesaw of momentum here in the second half. Kenmore West came out strong. Eventually, Clarence answers. And now they look for a defensive stand as Kenmore West looks to take the lead with 61 seconds left in the contest. Rolling out to his left, he's going to get this one out and out of bounds, intended for Jackson. Sets up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good pressure there for number 1, Andrew Judd. We called his name a few times today. Great job getting a paw up to knock that one down.
So 2nd down and 10. Again, they were looking for Jackson, who's really, as you said, Corey, earlier on a couple times, has run that comeback route well.
Yeah. And they have plenty of time with 3 timeouts, 56 seconds left. They can work the middle of the field.
2nd and 10, Raynard is in the gun.
Clarence right now looks like they're rushing 3. We'll see if they'll bring in a linebacker. They don't.
They get it out quick to Jackson on the screen pass, and he's tripped up. Ryan Premilewski out there to make a play after he just scored his 2nd touchdown.
Yeah, and it's not the first time we've called his name on the defensive side. Another great open field tackle.
So with that, we'll have a tackle. So we've seen a couple of pass plays here. A rollout, comeback route, get the ball out quick. Bolt to Jackson. What are we going to see here on 3rd down?
You know, at this point, you think they must have something with maybe a wheel route out of the backfield for Brannon. Throw him the ball. I feel like the ball needs to be in his hands in some capacity. Now, you have 2 downs to do it. Obviously, 4 down territory the rest of the way here. You want to press with 43 seconds left, still have 2 timeouts. You're still looking at, I have 2 plays to get this first down. That's number 1 right now. You're not worried about a touchdown at this point. You got to keep this drive alive.
Our producer, Dana Gunther, camera operator, Josh Wilson. I'm Carson Harper, joined with Corey Zayatz. We've been treated to a dandy tonight.
Yeah, for as much as we've seen more flags than we'd like to, I mean, the play on the field has been good. It's been hard. It's been what I would have expected coming into this game, a 15-9 game. If you'd asked me over or under, I would have bet the under on this game.
2 teams very familiar with themselves. Close in the standings. We got a 3rd and 9. Rolling to his right is Raynard. He's looking for a man to the near side, and it's incomplete. Again, intended for Jackson. Sets up 4th and 9.
Yeah, I think there was Ivan Kozlowski, again, doing a really nice job containing, just getting enough pressure, forcing the throw maybe a little sooner than he wanted to, not being able to square his shoulders up.
The defensive backfield of James Johnson, Nick Kenzie, Benjamin Seelig and Patrick Moore in there. They've really done a nice job keeping the top on this offense.
Yep, and right now it comes down to this play.
It's fourth.
4th down and 9 from their own 34. Kenmore West had a whole bunch of momentum in the middle of this contest. It's been bookended by Clarence energy. Kenmore West looking for an answer here on 4th and 9. Snap. Rayner drops back, heaves it to the far side, and it is incomplete. Intended for Harlem Brannon, and that will just about wrap this one up.
Yeah, and he had him. Just a little too much loft.
Brannon had room, separation, but now Clarence will take over at the opposing 34-yard line.
A valiant effort on that play. Threw it to an open spot.
And I think the story of tonight for Kenmore West is talent is not an issue.
No.
Execution, not an issue, but it's really, can you execute when you need to with the flags?
Yeah, I mean, the flags are tough, always trying to overcome them. And when you're beaten down by them all game long, it's tough mentally to overcome. But that's what good teams do. They find a way.
So Nathan Arnold will take a knee. Timeout, Kenmore West.
Timeout.
And we got a flag again. I'm guessing there's a little bit of talking going on out there. You know, when you have a hard-fought game like that, you hate to see it degrade to this, but emotions will be emotions.
And that's what it is on Kenmore West on sportsmanlike conduct.
Player involved.
We do have an ejection, but of course, white on white numbers. It's a Blue Devil. So, Clarence looking for their 3rd win at home, their final home game of the season. Staring down a 4-2 overall record, 3-1 in the league, just behind West Seneca West and Williamsville North, who they will have a crack at.
Yeah, Williamsville North team that had a lot of success against Kenmore West earlier in the year, too.
And that'll set up to be a feature game in 2 weeks at Will North between Clarence and the Trojans up there. Well, this was quite the game. Clarence, they come out hot. Kenmore West, they answer. They have momentum throughout the game. But then at the very end, you see the Red Devils come out on top. What did you like that you saw from this Clarence team?
You know what? You hear this cliche used all the time, that it's kind of like a heavyweight fight. And both of these teams were throwing body blow after body blow, and neither one of them really went down. It was just that Clarence was able to connect a few more times down the stretch and got the decision when it was all said and done. I don't know if I would call it a knockout blow, but it was enough. It was enough to win on the scorecards and enough to win on the scoreboard.
I mean, 2 more yards and Brennan has a reception. It is a completely different ball game.
No, you got to see the talent that was on display with Kenmore West, the speed that they have. Quarterback did a really nice job. Lee was stout in the middle, especially on the second half. And then from Clarence, we got to see some of their featured players too. When they needed a big play, Arnold, their quarterback, came through, made 2 huge plays down the stretch.
Well, that will do it for us here from Clarence, New York. Our camera operator, Josh Wilson, our producer, Dana Gunther, color commentary from Corey Zeitz. Very nice job tonight, Corey. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, pleasure working with you.
I've been Carson Harper. Again, your final from Clarence. The Red Devils come out on top, 15-9 over the Blue Devils from Kenmore West. Thank you for joining us on Friday night. This has been a Western New York Athletics production.